Now, I think you're concentrating on the wrong things. Now, most traders are, and the reason being is because we don't have a plan or an idea of why we're getting into trading. We think it's for certain things, which we will elaborate and touch on in this video. But the reality is that we're missing something very, 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 very important. Okay, and in today's video, I'm going to break this down to you, what I think, and really has allowed me and helped me to look at things differently. And I'm always learning, and I'm taking things from other industries to put into my videos for you to try and align with how you need to be as a trader, as a human being, etc., all the way to the bank. Now, if you are new, my name is Francis. I've been trading now for full-time for 4 years, been in the industry for about 7 years, crypto, now futures. Most of you already know my content. Welcome back, and I really do appreciate it. And today's another video, an insightful video that's going to kind of open your mind a little bit in relation to your self-reflection. And self-reflection, feedback loop theory, whatever these things are that we speak about on this channel, they're all here to help you, and they've all helped me along the way. Now, a lot of people don't want to look into trading or into their success in a deeper, granular way, all right? And these are what are these videos for. So I know that you like these. Buckle up. Hope you enjoy that. Get your Pellegrino. As you know, we like our Pellegrino. And let's have a sip of water before we jump in. So today I want to talk about this. Purpose and goals. Now, you know I talk about the 3 Ps. I obviously want peace, purpose and profits, or profits, peace and purpose, the 3 Ps. But this today, I want to highlight where your mindset and your subconscious mindset is going wrong. And obviously probably self-sabotaging you as an individual and as a trader. So when we first get into trading, we're getting in there because we want the money. Let's not lie. We want the money. We want to not beat around the bush when it comes to that. Let me just check that the mic is on the right one. Yeah, the mic is on the right one. So we don't want to beat around the bush. We want to get in for money. And those that come in for a quick spike and a little bit of money tend to not last very long. And they go and they try and find something else. SaaS, AI, e-com, meme coin scam, signal scam, whatever it may be. And they don't really last. But for those of you that are watching this video, I know you watch these videos because you've been in trading, you really want it to work. And you focused on money. The younger generation focused on cars and validation, and the middle-aged generation that we tend to get a lot on our channel, of course, because I'm middle-aged, tend to want that money because they don't want to wait to retirement, or they want to spend more time with their family, etc., which comes to freedom. And the number one thing is freedom. But freedom comes at a cost. And that is discipline. To remain free, you must be very disciplined. And that kind of contradicts a lot of people because they just think freedom means getting and doing what you want. But there is a structure, and there is a rules, universal rules that you need to obviously keep that freedom. But today I want to talk about why your goals are actually probably sabotaging your mission, and why the purpose is what you should concentrate on. So what do I mean by that? Well, I was watching a video by Matt Gray the other day. He talks about building systems, and you know I like a lot of business things of how to build systems, and trading is all about having a system. If you don't have a system, you're not going to be profitable. If you don't have a system in your life, you're probably not going to have a successful life. So everything is about systems. Great book, volume 3, The Great Mental Models by Shane Parrish. Go and get that book. Great book. And in that book, it's about systems. But going back to what Matt Gray was talking about, he was talking about at what cost are you going to give for you to be successful? So in trading, what are you willing to give to get to the level that you want to get to? And that made me stop and think that when you see all these 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K months on trading or business, it comes at a cost. And I self-reflected on this, and I think you should self-reflect at what do you actually want from trading? If you want a monetary value from trading, that has to come at a cost. And are you willing to give up that cost to get where you need to get to? So what do I mean by that? So an example of this is if I want to get to, say, 100K month, and I want 20 Apex accounts, I want 5 Top Step accounts, and I want 5 Take Profit Trader accounts, okay? And I'm looking to get 2K, 2.5K a month from each of these things, and I want to get 100K months. At what cost is that going to, what's that going to cost me? In relation to, am I going to have to give up the afternoons with my family because I don't trade New York? Am I have to go into work in the evenings? Am I have to go into trade more? Am I going to have to give up my time more to get to that 100K months? Well, the answer is yes. And I'm not willing to do that. So then it made me start to think, well, where do I want to be and what do I want to sacrifice to get to the level? And then I did my thing and I knew where I was at. So when you're concentrating on your goals, right, you need to understand, what are you willing to do? So if you, for example, start a company, are you happy at 10K a month and you have freedom to work from wherever you want? Or do you want to get to 100,000 a month, where you have to have a team of 5 and you're working 18-hour days and you've got teams all over the world? That means you're sacrificing time, family, and freedom. And you get into trading for freedom. You get into trading to work on your own terms. So when it comes to your goals, concentrate on what you don't want to give up and what you value. Most people ask me why I don't trade New York. Because I value being present for my wife and being present for my son and my daughters if they need me way more than earning more money later on in the afternoon. So I'm only going to be able to get to a certain level trading financially. And my business, I'm only going to be able to get to a certain level unless I want to become a CEO and have the status and have offices and all those types of things. So sit down and have a reflection on, what do you actually want and how much do you actually want to earn from trading? And what are you willing to sacrifice? Base your goals on that. Now, this is where the kicker comes in and you're going to start kind of messing around with your head. If you only concentrate on that, it's not going to last. Because that system that you've built will not mean anything if there is not a purpose behind that system. And this is where the foundations come in. We have the top of the triangle, which is your goals. That's great. That's great. What do I really want? But the purpose is at the bottom, and that's the brick. That is a support of this journey in your trading, which means that which in relation, you must ask yourself the questions. What am I willing to sacrifice? What is my purpose? And when I say that, some people don't even know what their purpose is. And if you're young, you probably don't know. I didn't know what my purpose was when I retired from professional football. I didn't know. But what I did know is I liked speaking to people and I liked giving advice. But I then had to go and develop my life to then give that advice, and people would think that advice was obviously valid. So now I'm doing these videos and I do trade and I do streaming and I help people, because now my purpose is to build a business around helping people escape their dreaded slavery life, what they do not like. And trading is a massive opportunity to do that. So I've found my purpose. That's why I'm here sitting in front of you. But on the flip side, my purpose is also to be a good husband, a good dad, healthy, like myself, look in the mirror and be proud of myself. That's my purpose, which is way more important than money. Way more important than money. And that's then where the systems come in, because the systems need to be built around your purpose, which then will then come into fruition, showing into your trading. So I want you to kind of take this and just get a pen and paper and then sit down and say to yourself, well, it's all right wanting, I like Porsche GT3s and I want a Porsche GT3 in the future. It's all right wanting these things. It's all right wanting a $2 million, $3 million house. It's all right wanting a better life for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can have that, but at what cost? Now, if you're a person that is trading at the moment and you can't seem to be making the breakthrough and you're getting yourself maybe in an anxiety state and you're borrowing money, or you're getting yourself into debt because you want it to work so much, you've got to stop right now and you've got to ask yourself these questions of why you are doing this, what are you sacrificing, what is the ultimate goal? because you're not get nowhere. You're in the failure cycle. As in my previous video, I spoke about the failure cycle. You're in that cycle and you can't do that. You need to ask yourself questions of what's important to you, what type of lifestyle that you want, and at what cost is that going to cost you. Keep saying that for want of a better word, really. But what's it going to cost you? That's what you need to take away from this video. So go away and ask yourself, what's my purpose? What are the goals that I want? Do the goals align with what you want? Do the goals align with what you want? Or do the goals align with what maybe family members speak about, or what maybe your friendship group, your environment speaks about, or maybe what your social media feed looks like? What do you want? It's very, very important that you distinguish what you want. I used to think I wanted loads and loads of flash things because I was in this professional sports world. And I like high quality clothes, but I also like cheap clothes. I like high quality cars, but I can also drive a cheap car. I couldn't do that before because my validation came from outside world. My validation now comes from me in my house doing what I want, and I don't care what anybody thinks. But my purpose is to show my children to stay fit, to work on your own terms, and to not let emotions control your life. That's my purpose. So those are the actions that I take, and those are the actions that you need to align yourself with whatever you're trying to do when you're moving forward. This video is just a little bit off the cuff. As you know, I do like to do that. No editing, no nothing or anything like that. But you can't just go on goals. Goals are motivation. And what's motivation, my friends? It's like a warm bath. It will go cold. Purpose is inspiration. That's what's going to take you to the next level. What are you inspired by? What gets your hairs pointing up? What gives you an excitement? You can see that I like talking about improving people. I like people to go through the adversity and the obstacles, because that's what I had to do in relationships, in sports, in people's opinions, in friendship groups. Consistently remaining to what I think is right, what I am as an individual, and the world can go and spin on it. And that's how you need to be. That's how you need to be. And if you need help in any way, shape, or form in that type of way of thinking, or you don't have a strategy, or you need help in that, then again, I can help you. Book a call if we're a good fit for you, and if I'm a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us, then we'll see if we can get around the table and we can help you out on that front. But other than that, go away, use these videos and try to educate yourself of what you're actually really, really wanting to do in the long run.